Y'all, brace yourselves, because what just went down in that courtroom left everyone breathless. Cameras weren't allowed, but mouths definitely were, and honey, they were wide open. Keanu Reeves, yes, the Keanu Reeves, stoic, beloved legend, just took the witness stand in the Sean Diddy Combs trial and turned that entire courtroom into a real-life horror show. You think you've heard it all? No, baby. This testimony wasn't just shocking, it was bone-chilling. Let's rewind to what kicked it all off. So Keanu walks in, calm, composed, maybe even a little too composed, and the room goes still. Everyone's expecting something soft-spoken, maybe mysterious, but what came out of his mouth? Unforgettable. The words, the details, they were straight out of a psychological thriller. According to Keanu, back in 2014, during a film shoot in LA, he got a private invite. Not from a studio, not from a producer, but from Diddy himself. The message? Simple. Private dinner, no agents, just creatives. Come alone. What? Of course, Keanu, being the ever-curious soul, shows up. The location? Taway Mansion in Malibu Hills. No paparazzi, no valet, just a lone guard who checked his ID, took his phone, and said, "No devices allowed." Like, excuse me? Once inside, it wasn't a house. It was a setup. Think ritualistic, candlelit floors, ambient music, and a long dining table with 2 seats. One for Diddy, one for Keanu. No assistants, no one else, just them. And here's where things took a seriously disturbing turn. Diddy poured wine, smiled, and whispered, "Let's talk legacy." At first, it seemed vague, abstract, until Keanu realized this wasn't a pitch. This wasn't a script. It was a full-blown recruitment, a transformation, a secret club initiation that reeked of ritual and manipulation. Diddy told him the opportunity wasn't about acting. It's about proving who you are when nobody's watching, he said. Still unsure what he was hearing, Keanu tried to get clarity, and that's when Diddy pulled out a folder. Not a script, no cast list, no production details, just one eerie document with 7 bone-chilling bullet points titled Loyalty Framework Agreement. I'm talking trust the process when blind, enter the water of rebirth, cleansing is mandatory, loyalty is forever. What is this? Keanu asked, "Is this a movie pitch or something else?" But Diddy just smirked and said, "You ask too many questions, Keanu. That's why I invited you." And then, the most jaw-dropping moment, Diddy placed a black stone on the table. "When you walk into the bathhouse," he said, "you'll carry this. You'll come out different. That's when we begin." Wait, did he say bathhouse? Keanu asked what that meant, and Diddy, smiling ear to ear, explained it. "You'll step into the same bath water I just stepped out of. That's your cleansing. That's your loyalty." Yes, you read that right. He wanted Keanu to bathe in his used water. The entire courtroom gasped. You could hear a pin drop. Keanu stood frozen in shock that night. And again, years later, as he recalled it on the stand, "I thought it was a joke, or maybe a test." But Diddy, oh, he was dead serious. He refilled Keanu's glass, leaned in, and asked, "Are you in?" Keanu didn't say a word. He stood up, thanked him for dinner, and walked out. But what happened next? Baby, that's when the horror really began. Keanu said he tried to shake it off, to pretend it was some bizarre one-off Hollywood madness. But then the calls started, static-filled, breathy calls, always in the dead of night. No number, no voice, just slow, deliberate breathing. Then, click, and they kept coming 5 calls over 2 weeks, all the same, all haunting, all untraceable. Then it escalated. One day, tucked under his car's windshield, a black envelope. Inside, a cryptic message printed on what looked like ancient parchment. "Unfinished rituals have consequences." Signed, just the letter S. Y'all. Keanu confessed he felt his world shift. He spoke to his agent. The advice, you didn't sign anything, you didn't speak, forget it ever happened. But the agent added something terrifying. Some people don't like hearing no, especially if they think you're one of them. And then Keanu's career started to crumble. A new indie film? The studio suddenly lost funding. A cameo in a franchise? Abruptly canceled. No recast, no explanation, just gone. He said producers stopped calling, directors ghosted him, deals vanished overnight. One director told him quietly, "I don't know what you walked away from, but whatever it was, it scared the right people." And that's when Keanu realized he had said no to something far bigger than just a weird dinner. Now here's where things get real murky. Keanu started connecting dots. seeing patterns. People who didn't say no, they were blowing up overnight. Movie deals, franchise leads, record deals, global endorsements. All roads seemed to lead back to Diddy's infamous dinners. And guess what? Keanu wasn't the only one who got that invitation. Oh no, honey. He was just one of the few who walked away. At a Hollywood gala, an actress whispered to him, "You said no, didn't you?" Then just smiled and walked away. Others weren't so lucky. One actor, early 2000s action star, gone. Vanished from Hollywood after rumors of an altercation with Diddy's team. He didn't play the game, people whispered, and he paid for it. Keanu described Hollywood like a house of mirrors, where the real power wasn't held by studios, but by those behind the velvet curtain, the ones pulling invisible strings, the ones with drawers. Yes, drawers. Months later, Keanu got a second invitation. No dinner, no charm, just a chilling message. If you want to understand the system, come see the vault. Keanu agreed, more out of curiosity than anything else. He was taken to what looked like a penthouse, but inside, it was something out of a spy movie. Walls lined with screens, no windows, drawers everywhere, all locked, all labeled with names, big names. And that's when Diddy said it. Everybody's got leverage, I just keep mine organized. Then came the kicker. If you'd stepped into the bath, you'd have your drawer too. But now, you're a maybe. Keanu said he understood instantly this wasn't a metaphor. These were blackmail files, footage, contracts, secrets, leverage. He was offered one last chance. Just show up, Diddy said. We'll record the silence, that's enough. Keanu refused. And as the elevator doors closed behind him, Diddy whispered, "Silence is loyalty, don't forget that." So why now? Why testify? Keanu said he stayed silent for years because of fear, because of whispers, because every time he thought about coming forward, someone warned him, don't be the guy who exposes the club. But then came the trial. Then came Cassie Ventura's testimony. The tears, the tapes, the eerie similarities. Keanu realized it wasn't just about me. It never was. It was a system. And I had seen too much. He recalled another actor messaging him during Diddy's first legal scandal. "Now's your chance. If you speak, I'll back you up." But he deleted it. It wasn't until he was subpoenaed that he saw it for what it was. Not punishment, but a final chance to speak the truth. Midway through that cursed dinner, Diddy had started name dropping. Not outright, but in code. You ever wonder why he blew up so fast? Loyalty. He stepped into the bath. She didn't ask questions. That's why she got the trilogy. You don't get billion-dollar roles by staying dry. One name stuck with Keanu, an actor cast in a major superhero franchise. You know why he's in the suit? Diddy had said, because he soaped. 2 minutes. That's all it took. Insert the room gasping again. And then Keanu ended it. "The only reason I'm still here is because I said no," he said, staring straight at Diddy. "But I'd rather be forgotten than remembered for bathing in your water." And just like that, boom, Keanu Reeves dropped the mic in the most spine-tingling way possible. You could almost feel the air being sucked out of the courtroom. When he delivered that final line, "I'd rather be forgotten than remembered for bathing in your water," it was like a spiritual punch to Diddy's empire. The silence that followed, deafening. Not a whisper, not a cough, even the air conditioner sounded like it held its breath. Diddy didn't move. He just sat there, head down, jaw clenched, lips trembling. The same man who built an empire on fame, power, manipulation, and charm now looked like a ghost sitting in his own trial. And Keanu? He didn't even blink. He turned from the witness stand, calm, steady, and walked back to his seat, like a man who had finally unloaded a decade of secrets that had been rotting his soul. The judge, visibly shaken. Diddy's lawyers, panicking, objecting left and right, crying, hearsay and irrelevant. But the damage was already done. The judge overruled them. Again. And again. One juror wiped away a tear. Another was writing so fast in their notepad it looked like smoke might rise from the page. Because this wasn't just some actor relaying a bizarre Hollywood story. No, darling, this was confirmation. This was validation of years of whispers, of rumors, of those dark corners in Tinseltown nobody dared to shine a light into. And it came from Keanu. The one guy in Hollywood everyone thought was untouchable, honest, untainted, a loner in an industry of wolves. And yet, even he had been targeted, cornered, and nearly devoured. He ended with a haunting truth. This wasn't just about me. It was never just about me. This was a pattern, a system, a cult of silence wrapped in billion-dollar contracts and blood-soaked handshakes. I said no, but how many didn't? And y'all, the courtroom was paralyzed. Even reporters, usually vultures with pens, were stunned. Some forgot to write. Some had tears in their eyes. Court sketch artists scrambled to capture Diddy's stone-cold face. No more smirks, no more smug giggles, just dread. Because in that moment, it wasn't about whether Diddy was guilty in the eyes of the law. It was about legacy. His legacy, the one he tried to build on secrets, dominance, fear, and sick rituals, was shattering right there in front of everyone, publicly, irrevocably, and guess who smashed it? Keanu Reeves, the quiet one, the respectful one, the man who spent years carrying this unspoken weight just to protect himself, his sanity, and maybe even his soul. He didn't come to fight, he came to finish what had been haunting him. And baby, he finished it. Epilogue, the whispers turn into shouts. Outside the courtroom, chaos. Absolute media mayhem. Paparazzi scrambled, news vans screeched to curbs, Twitter melted. Keanu speaks out, Diddy trial, bathwater cult, legacy exposed, everyone had questions. Who else was at those dinners? Which celebrities poked? Who really stepped into the bath? And most importantly, who's next? Because Keanu hinted he wasn't the only one. Inside the court transcripts, names were reportedly coded, blurred out, protected. But people in the gallery, the ones who heard every word, saw every reaction, they started putting pieces together. And let's just say the industry shook. Overnight, celebrities were deactivating comments, canceling public appearances, issuing vague wellness statements. Everyone started acting shady. Some denied ever meeting Diddy. Others went totally silent. Meanwhile, Keanu disappeared from public view again, but this time not in fear, in freedom. He did what most never could. He walked away. He resisted the biggest devil in the room. And when the time came, he told the truth. And just when you think the drama ended there, insiders started leaking more info. Other actors, producers, musicians, all reportedly approached by the club. Some said no. Others, well, you already know who got the billion-dollar roles, who shot to superstardom out of nowhere, who never seemed to fall no matter what scandal touched them. Now, all eyes are on them. Every smile is being questioned, every red carpet moment re-examined, every overnight success recontextualized. Because thanks to Keanu Reeves, the curtain's been pulled back. The whispers have turned into screams. In Hollywood, it'll never be the same. Final word, loyalty has a price, but so does truth. Keanu Reeves didn't just expose a scandal, he exposed a system. A system where loyalty wasn't about integrity, it was about submission, about ritual, about surrendering your entire self to the machine just to stay relevant. He refused. And yes, he paid the price. He was iced out, blacklisted, erased, the phone stopped ringing, the lights dimmed. But he survived, and now his truth has reignited the fight for transparency in an industry addicted to shadows. His final words in court still echo across social media and into the hearts of those who know what it's like to face a choice between legacy and dignity. You told me legacy had a price, but I'd rather be forgotten than remembered for bathing in your water. Let that sink in. Because no matter how many people sold their silence, Keanu didn't. And now that he's spoken, the club is crumbling, one whisper at a time.